Building with Papa. Okay, I'm going to show you how to install this outdoor security light with a motion sensor. Alright, let's unpack it. I want to direct wire this, and we have a location that is not far from a light switch in the back area. Okay, as I pull this out, you can see it has a motion sensor and adjustable lights to swing one direction or the other. They don't have a large range of motion, but it works really good. So we installed one like this over the garage door. There's a video on that also. But now he wants one in the backyard because he has a fence in the back with a gate. So now you see the lights in the back. It's all pretty simple stuff. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this from the back plate because our installation here is pretty simple. I want to put it over or alongside an exterior door, and inside that utility room there's a light switch, and I'm going to grab the power from there. So as you can see, this has a plug that the unit actually just plugs into. So this piece here we're going to mount on the wall and bring in our electrical. So first I want to put this up on the wall, and I put a pencil mark of where I'm going to bring the wire through. Alright, yes, I'm using a hammer drill with just a 1/2-inch bit so I can drill through this wall. There's a utility room on the other side of this, and that's where I want the wire to go through. So I marked on that plate where the tapcons were going to go. I put it on the wall, and then I drilled slightly into it to give me marks of where I can drill through, and then I drilled that. This is the inside of the utility room. It has a light switch here that I'm going to pick up the power for this motion sensored light. So what I did here is I used my Sawzall and I cut the drywall like on an angle, because I'm going to use this drywall for my actual patch so I don't have to cut anything else. You have to be careful when you're doing this because the wire is on the other side of it, and you want to make sure that you don't go into the wire. I was fortunate enough I did not nick the wire, and now I can save this piece and it'll go right back in there. I'll show you this at the end of the video. Alright, you just need some 12-2 wire. It is a hot, a neutral, and a ground. So I pass this wire through. I'm using an exterior Romex because part of it is exterior, but very little. And it's a little tougher to get the shield off of it, but I like to use it. It's rated for outside. Pull enough wire through so that you can at least come to the box and out about 7 inches. Alright, this is a plastic box that Romex has already been in one part of it. I have to punch the hole in the back so I can get the Romex wire to come through. Alright, I have to manipulate the plastic piece in the back of the box to spread it a little bit so I can get this Romex all the way through and coming out of the box about 7 inches. It's a little bit difficult, but it's not that bad at all. Alright, now I press the wire back in and try to put it behind the drywall. I don't connect it in the box yet. I do the power once I complete the outside. So push the wire in, get it behind the drywall, and then push it to the outside so that you can cut off what you need. It's really not that bad. It works out pretty nice. Again, this is a utility room. You can still do this in any other room. You'll see how it finishes out afterwards. All right, I have very little wire coming through because I chose the bottom hole on this mount, and I should have used the top hole. Now this piece here is really for if you have an exterior box. Remember, when you put this mount on, there's a top and a bottom. Make sure you put that notch on the top. There's an arrow. You see that notch at the top? That's what you want up there. There's an arrow there right where the Tapcon is that says up. This way, when you go to install this light, it plugs right in and you won't have any issues. All right, now put the screws in to the box, tighten them up, and then we'll go in and wire everything. Also, don't forget to put silicone or some caulk around the top. You only have to do it about 3/4 of the way. So you come down the sides, over the top, and down the other side, and then it'll keep it sealed. All right, we had a ground wire coming through, so I decided to cut it and tie all the ground wires together. This way it's twisted together and we just have one going to the switch. Now, I had checked previously which wire was coming in that was the hot and what was the switch leg. On this unit, the red wire is hot. And they had the white wire was capped off inside the box. So I tied the white wire, which is the neutral, put a nut on it, pushed it in the box, and put the hot wire on the red side. This way it's a continuous hot for the light. Here are the instructions for adjusting the motion sensor. Okay, basically you're going to take all 3 screws and turn them clockwise to the fullest that it will go. All right, so this left side is where you turn it clockwise. It's going to put it on test. All right, now the lights come on. And now you're going to do the timing and the sensor. On this one, go all the way clockwise again. That's going to be the most sensitive and the longest time. Remember, it's just on test at this point. So I come around the corner, the light comes on. I walk towards it, it comes on. But also, make sure you go around the other side to see if you have to adjust the motion sensor. I went over to the gate, which was the most important, and it came on if someone came through the gate. All right, here I'm going to show you how to put this patch back in so you have minimal work. I like using this as, it's like a silicone, but it's not. It's paintable. It dries nice, and this will help hold the patch in place when you mud it. You don't have to be perfect with the caulk going on here. You just have to get it so that it's going to hold it in place and dry and keep it from moving. All right, so I put it on with the gun, and then I spread it out with my finger so that I get it somewhat continuously. It doesn't have to be all the way, but make sure it's a paintable one. If you somehow get some on the drywall, when you go to paint, you won't have any issues. All right, so I spread this out, and then I'm going to take the patch. Make sure you coat both sides, and again, spread it out, and then take the patch and push the patch in. All right, it goes right back into place. When you push it, some is going to squeeze out, but you want it to be flat, just like it was when you were cutting it. All right, so you may have to adjust it a little bit here and there. Some is going to poke out. That's fine. Remember, you have a paintable one. So now you push it on, and it'll go into that paper, and it'll even hold those little frays of paper down so that you don't have any issues with that. Okay, now you let this dry. This is quick drying one. It'll dry in about 20 minutes. So let it dry. It's going to be a better result for you. All right, now that it's dry, I just take a lightweight joint compound, pre-mixed. This stuff dries really hard, so I like using it. It's simple to use, and I just go over the whole thing. This is a utility room. I'll put a couple coats on it, and it'll be nice. All right, now the light is set. It's up. I've adjusted everything. Don't forget to take it off of test. So the one on the left side, you have to turn it counterclockwise to set it on automatic. All right, give me a thumbs up. See you on the next one.